Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of First Person, our weekly video production of PressProsMagazine.com, sponsored by the Buckeye Insurance Group in Piqua and the Coverman Dickerson Agency representing Buckeye Insurance in Piqua, Troy, Covington, and St. Parish. Ever heard of those places, by the way?
A few.
All right. It is Media Day today at the University of Dayton for the 2011-2012 UD Flyers basketball team. The new head coach of the Flyers, Archie Miller, joins us. And first of all, I really so much appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. And I know there's a lot of people in Shelby County and Miami and Mercer and all the ways. Big Flyer base up there that appreciates this opportunity too, so thank you.
Well, it's a great opportunity for me, obviously. First Media Day here. The one thing I found out very quickly is how important this basketball program, university and whole, is to so many different pockets of the state. So it's good to be here.
You know, the first thing that I thought about, Coach, in preparing for this was, I'm not a very organized guy. I can't speak for you. But you've been here 6 months, and from the time you interviewed, from the time you hired, from the time you moved in and got all your desk arranged, it just strikes me it takes a tremendous amount of organization in 6 months for your particular job. Share what that's been like.
It's been fast. I think you really have to balance and wear a lot of different hats. I think most importantly when you get here, you have to really take great pride in understanding your philosophy as a coach, as a staff, and as a program. And you know, for us, it's about our players. You know, we want to be with them as much as we can. We want to be about development. We also want to be about relationships and stuff like that. It goes a lot more work underground, so to speak, than it does, hey, this is the coach, and here you are, introduce yourself to the players. It goes a lot more than that, to the families and everything. So we spent a long time trying to do that. You know, with recruiting, with scheduling, with all the different times and seasons of the year of basketball, I feel like, you know, the most important thing you can have is good people around you. So hiring my staff was essential, and being able to put those guys in positions where they can execute what you're trying to do really helped me, because I think I have a terrific staff, and they really help me not only organize myself, but organize our seasons, the way we work out, to the way we schedule, to recruiting in general. And I just think that the first 6 months has been super fast. I feel like I've been a part of a couple of transitions where it never feels real comfortable, I don't feel, until you get through that first year and a half or so. So we're hitting it running, and we just keep working through it.
Archie, when you hired here, there was a couple of comments made, one by the athletic director of the University of Dayton and one that you made pertaining to the tremendous opportunity that this represents as UD being one of the elite opportunities in men's basketball in the United States. It struck me as something I want you to quantify, given the fact that this is a program that's been to one final in 1967. I can't remember the last time they were in the Elite Eight. It is a program that you know, is very popular here in the city of Dayton. So given all those things, what does make this such a great opportunity? Because anywhere you go in the country, for sure, Dayton basketball is respected.
No, I really believe it. I've been at a lot of great places. I've played at NC State, where it's in a great conference, and you know, one of the few places that I could really see myself as being successful as a place like UD. What it provides you is an opportunity for a great quality of life for your student athletes. And there's not very many places in the country that have an opportunity to provide an education, support, passionate fan base, with an amazing tradition and a great basketball platform to really be a player, and at the same time really enjoy a great quality of life as a student, from who's teaching you to, you know, who's in the community to who knows your name. And I just feel like it's a special place. I feel like it's a place that really understands basketball, knowledgeable, and if you're a basketball coach or player, those are the places you want to be in.
And that first head coaching job is a dream come true.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where everybody wants to be a head coach, and then when they have a head coach, it's like,
what have I done?
I didn't know it was like this. But I will say this, there's not very many places I could see myself at, leaving the place and the opportunity that we were in Arizona, working with my brother, that I would have left for, and this clearly was one of just a step above. And just an opportunity to sit in front of Tim in our interview process of being considered at the University of Dayton was really humbling.
Archie Miller, our guest on First Person this week. Back in a moment after these words from the Coverman Dickerson Agency with more questions for the coach of the UD Flyers. Stay with us.
The Coverman Dickerson Agency, with offices in Troy, Piqua, and Covington, is pleased to be the sponsoring Buckeye Insurance Group agent for this First Person interview. For farm, auto, and homeowner insurance, Coverman-Dickerson is one of the area's fastest growing Buckeye providers, with a history of service and competitive rates. And we're also an outstanding source of coverage for families with young drivers. For farm, auto, and home policies, call the Coverman-Dickerson Agency, proud to represent Buckeye Insurance Group.
Archie Miller, the coach of the Dayton Flyers, our guest this week on First Person. Thank you again for the time. As I mentioned in the opening, there's a tremendous fan base in Miami, Darke County, Shelby County, up in those areas, in Sidney, Troy, Greenville, people who have followed Flyer basketball for years. And I know there's a couple of questions they'd like to ask you pertaining to the makeup of your 2011-2012 team. And one is the point guard position, because it was big news when Juwan Staten left here, transferred out this year. And it's a very important position in any basketball program. Take a minute and talk to us about Josh Parker coming back, one of your captains this year, and the point guard position.
Well, I think the point guard position not only is essential the way we play, but I think it's essential. It's like having a quarterback on a football team. If you have a great quarterback, things get easy. So where we're at with our point guard position is unique, because we do have a guy like Josh Parker who's coming back, but we have a guy who sat out last year that, you know, took his time of the year out, proved himself, named Kevin Dillard. And I feel like the point guard position at the University of Dayton for the next couple of years has as much talent in that one guy right there as a lot of places have in the country. And he's got a lot on his shoulders, and we're not as deep as you'd like to be. But I think that Kevin has a chance to really excel in our system, and he has a chance to really make us go.
The other position that people would like to know about is the fact of the post position. It's so important. And you play in a league here where there's some pretty good post players. You know, when you look at what the kid from Bonaventure did, I'm sure you saw that tape from last winter. People look at the UD and they say, how do you get a kid like Jared Solinger to want to come to UD? Because other schools like UD get those players, and I know that's something that people would like to know. How do you get a guy that can defend one end and be indefensible at the other end?
Well, it's a catch-22. I mean, anytime guys with size, they just don't fall off trees and land in your lap. But I do think that recruiting is essential. I think that recruiting underclass is essential. And I also think there's those diamonds in the rough that you really have to believe in what you do as a staff and improving players and putting them in a position with style that will allow you to grow people, develop them, and then for the future have the ability to say, hey, we had this great player, we developed him, look at his career, and then bring that next guy in and have so much to say of, hey, in line, that's a great style for you. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Some of it's luck, some of it is pure development, and a lot of it is recruiting. But make no mistake about it, the front line and having a great front court is important. I think at UD, for us, with the way we play, we have to have the ability to go inside and have guys that can, you know, make a name for themselves in our program.
High school basketball kicks off in this area in the state of Ohio in about 6.5 weeks. It has really come on strong in the last 20 years. Assess the strength of Ohio basketball. You know a little something about it.
It's a great state. It's one of the best states in the country for basketball, and in particular high school basketball because of the high school coaching. There's very few states that can stack up with the type of coaches that are in our state. Anywhere from Toledo to Columbus, all the way down, especially Southwest Ohio.
Yeah, particularly Southwest.
In my opinion, Southwest Ohio takes a backseat to no one with the high school coaches. So when you're able to be in a state that has coaches that are really committed to the game, that have great programs, you're going to have players that can, you know, 10 to 15 to 20 years in the state of Ohio play Division I basketball. You know, the hope is at University of Dayton that you can be able to really put a grip around the guys in the state that you want. And, it's not easy. There's a lot of programs around there that compete for the same things, but like I said earlier, this is a place that really has a great quality of life for kids. And, you know, the state of Ohio being right where it is, there's no place like home.
And there's also a lot of great players too.
That's true.
All right, that wraps up this week's edition with Archie Miller, the coach of the Dayton Flyers. And a reminder, you'll be able to follow the Flyers with Hal McCoy on Press Pros Magazine throughout the winter. We're looking forward to a lot of great nights here in the area.
Looking forward to it too.
All right. That wraps things up again for our sponsors, Buckeye Insurance Group and the Coverman-Dickerson Agency, for our sponsors and the Coach Miller. Appreciate your time with us this week. Join us again next week on Press Pros for another edition of First Person.
If you are looking for quality insurance protection from a reliable company, sold by professionals in communities like yours, that's what you'll get from Buckeye Insurance Group.
Buckeye Insurance Group, insuring the heartland.
To find your local Buckeye agent, visit buckeye-ins.com. Buckeye Insurance Group, insuring the heartland.
Ensuring the heartland.